Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, as well as the vast majority of crypto and finance. And with that being said, I hope that you are all having a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are out there in the world. Christmas is finally over. I hope everybody had a great time with family and friends. Remember, the best gift that you could ever give someone is just spending quality time with them. It really is something incredible. So I do hope that everyone did have a great time. Hope everybody had, some happy memories to be made. And now we are looking forward on to the new year. And we are also looking at what's happening right now around this space. Now, you guys probably remember this video that got recently posted by Raoul Pal. Real Vision is actually going to be having a new video post. I think that by now it's already posted, but it's mainly telling us, don't mess this up. We are at a crucial moment in history around crypto. Here we have a little of Raoul Pal's think piece on what's coming to the markets and how to profit from it. Check this out.
And if you need to feed your inner degen, 80% in stuff like that, and 20% or 10% in the stuff you want to punt. So you can feed your inner degen, but you don't screw up the whole trade. Again, don't f this up. It's the key mantra for this market. Don't overtrade, don't use leverage, don't FOMO, following your friends, looking at a trade you missed out. Just stick with the program, hold your trade, add on sell-offs, anything over 20%, add into it, and just calmly let it play out. Don't overtrade, don't try and pick tops, buy in, buy out, you'll miss it. I've seen everybody do it. I've done it myself. Just stick with the program, keep your cool head, hold it, store it on your ledger, don't let your exchange blow up and take it away from you. Don't do bloody DeFi farming because something else can take your coins away. Your job is to not part with your coins until 2025, particularly towards the end of 2020.
And, I couldn't agree more, honestly, with this statement because I don't want to see anyone miss out on this. I see so many people frustrated about XRP, and I personally love it, but try to keep a cool head. Listen, try to understand why you first bought XRP. I always say that. Understand why you got into this space. Understand why you are still here. Obviously, if you are still here, you went through the bear market. Maybe you didn't, maybe you did, I don't know. But if you are still here and you're in this market right now, then obviously you see some sort of value here. You see something that pulled you in and made you think, yeah, I need to be here. This is valuable. This is huge. That is what keeps you going in crypto. When we look at the traditional world, $33 trillion in debt, right? Money continues to flow. It continues to be printed. It continues to be manipulated. The fiat system is broken. It's terrible, right? And beyond that, they want you to lose 2% on your money every single damn year. Inflation is still heating up. Things are absolutely crazy in the actual economy. But as we look at crypto, I know right now we still value these things at, all right, it's worth 60 cents. It's worth $1. It's worth this much money. What happens when that changes? Because I personally believe that we are going to see a significant change happen. And I've talked about this in the past. The thing that I want to really make clear here is that I get it. It can get frustrating at times. But think about how messed up the actual world of finance is. Crypto is truly a gateway into the other side. Outside of this, we are seeing significant change happening. Big shout out to Subjective Views for this video. It got posted on December 14th, but here we have the US has been working behind the scenes to deliver the G20's vision of faster, cheaper, more transparent, and more accessible cross-border payments. In the longer term, they will explore more far-reaching changes to encourage responsible innovation. Bank of Korea plus IMF International Conference on the 14th of December. Speaker, Nicholas Tabor, Deputy Assistant Secretary for International Financial Markets, U.S. Department of Treasury. Check this video out. I'm going to speed it up by 1.25x. If it is too fast, you guys are more than welcome to slow it down.
A second lesson. Cross-border payments implicate a wide range of domestic and international policy issues. And this includes banking regulation, just as it did for Corrigan. But it also includes questions about transparency and privacy, about national security, about economic and financial inclusion, and about the role that a jurisdiction plays or seeks to play in the global economy. Payment systems are primarily the purview of central banks, but payments policy touches on issues that go outside a central bank's traditional mandate. And as a consequence of that, making progress on payments policy also requires engagement from a broad set of public and private actors. To that end, in the United States, the US Treasury and the Biden administration have been pursuing a complementary role to the Federal Reserve. Since last fall, Treasury has led a working group on the future of money and payments. This group considers the implications of new payments technologies for broader US policy objectives. And these include the smooth functioning of the international financial system, national security objectives, and privacy and financial inclusion. And in so doing, our work dovetails with the focus and the independent work of the Federal Reserve. Now, Treasury's work has two core goals. The first is to improve cross-border payments. And the second is to ensure that new payment systems and other innovations are secure, resilient, and reflective of democratic values and core US interests. And within that, our work also has more specific goals. We aim to ensure that the dollar continues to fulfill all its functions in ways that are mutually beneficial to the United States and the rest of the world. We aim to support the security and resilience of future payment systems, while in parallel improving the speed and efficiency of existing payments infrastructure. We aim to ensure that new payments technologies protect users' privacy, minimize the risk of illicit financial transactions, and promote equity and inclusion in the delivery of payment services. A third lesson, and this is an axiom of Treasury's work on this topic as well, is that robust international standards are essential, both to progress on cross-border payments and to broader financial stability. It's no coincidence that the 1974 failure of Herstatt Bank led to the creation of both the Basel Committee on Banking Supervision, which Neil represented on here yesterday, and the CPMI. Herstatt showed that strong supervision and reliable payment systems are both essential to managing the unique and complicated risks of cross-border financial intermediation. Standard setting is a critical tool for achieving broad consensus on the measures that preserve that stability, and the utility of international standards, including over other more hypothetical arrangements, has been borne out over decades. The consistent application of strong standards, like the Principles for Financial Market Infrastructure, or PFMI, to new technologies and across jurisdictions can reduce risks, uphold a level playing field, and reduce frictions between new and legacy systems. Where standards are absent, we should look to experienced institutions to both guide and develop them, like the G7, the G20, the CPMI, and the Financial Action Task Force. And in both cases, present or absent applicable standards, the United States has an interest in preserving and promoting standards that are consistent with democratic values, including sound economic governance, financial stability, individual rights, and the rule of law. This is true regardless of the technologies that we choose for either our domestic payment systems or the cross-border payment arrangements in which we are involved. Standards are also critical for a broader reason, which is that there is no clean slate in payments. The complicated, imperfect architecture that we have for payments has grown and changed episodically and over time, facing many challenges that have persisted for decades. It is also, and simultaneously, the architecture on which virtually all day-to-day economic activity relies. Governments do not have the option of designing real-world networks seamlessly, flawlessly, and from scratch. New systems and technologies must, by necessity, enter into and coexist within this broader architecture. They will need to interact with legacy systems, and payment systems with different technical designs will still need to interoperate across borders. Adherence to, and where necessary, the development of strong international standards will facilitate this kind of legal and technical interoperability. Under these conditions, making further progress is necessarily going to be complicated. The easy steps towards improving cross-border payments are behind us. The hard, detailed work of identifying and addressing frictions is all that remains. The work that we have ahead of us will require sustained support, attention, and engagement from a range of countries and public and private actors. But the potential gains of this are well worth the cost, and we should and we will continue to pursue them.
Now, beyond this, of course, as we look at the G20, the US is behind this. They have been working on this for a while. That's why when everyone says that the US is missing out greatly, I don't believe that they are. I believe that there's a significant plan of action in place already. Going back to October 9th, actually, the FSB, which by the way, has Gary Gensler on its board. If you guys do want to go look at the board of directors, you guys are more than welcome to on their website. But also remember that the FSB is working on crypto regulatory frameworks, and it's already going to be in place by the end of 2025. Ripple was one that actually drafted those frameworks back in December of 2022 while being in the middle of that lawsuit. But this is focused on cross-border payments, leveling the playing field, which is a significant quote that Ripple actually has been mentioning for a while, and it's going to free up a lot of the frictions and alleviate a lot of the problems around cross-border payments. And if we actually look into this, this is all centered out on the public and the private sector working together on these roadmap goals. That means that they are going to be working with players like Ripple in this case. This is so damn crucial, and the targets need to be met. How are they going to meet these targets? They need to tap into DLT. They need to tap into blockchain technology. This is also why I say that the CPMI group with the cross-border payments program with the BIS, the central bank of central banks, which is also targeting all of this. I mean, think about it. They're talking about payment system interoperability and extension. The same exact thing that Nicholas Tabor is actually talking about within this video. And also they're even talking about legal, regulatory, and supervisory frameworks. And beyond that, cross-border data exchange and message standards, all centered out on allowing for cross-border payments to fully be enhanced. And this is all building upon the G20 with the FSB's work. Now things are aligning perfectly. Now is not the time to mess around and say, oh, well, XRP is not moving, so I'm done with it. No. Now is the time to look at the pieces falling into place. Obviously, listen, nobody's making you hold XRP. I personally don't care if any of you hold XRP. I'm here to educate you on what's happening and try to connect the dots on what we already know. The CPMI group back in August included Ripple. Ripple became a key player in the BIS's cross-border payments program with Swift and some very large hitting players. Do you honestly think that that's all by coincidence? After everything that we have learned in the past couple years, think about that. Now, outside of all of this, the big players, the big wigs, if you will say. Big shout out to XRP drops for this. Medico presentation, the largest tier 1 banks and custodians invest. Cycle of adoption. This shift creates new regulatory standards, banks setting up the gold standard of compliance practice. Wave 2 has already started. And this is building upon this post back in the middle of December. And this is actually talking about Medico. When the big boys are moving, you need to be ready. Eventually, all assets will sit on chain. Trillions of dollars of assets. Medico and Ripple at the forefront of this. And the CGO at Medico said these guys are coming because the clients are coming. BlackRock, Larry Fink, as we see increasing interest from our clients, BlackRock is studying digital currencies, stablecoins, and the underlying technologies. Potentially every asset will have or that they have will migrate onto the stack. So this is their new core infrastructure. Even conservative firms like HSBC have to embrace the new technology because eventually all assets will sit on chain. And remember, HSBC is working with Medico. And this is all talking about, at the moment, there are only a few companies that can deliver cryptographic proof about the processes regarding tokenization. And Medico is a key player here around credibility. But listen closely to this video.
Rajiv Tumla is one of our guests. He's the global lead for digital assets. And if you, even at HSBC, a very conservative firm, is looking at this space not as an experiment, but eventually all assets will sit on chain. So the stack they're building now is not, we want to plug in, a 5% allocation of our clients' assets and deliver them both traditional and crypto. Potentially, every asset they have will migrate onto the stack. So this is their new core infrastructure. So if you're going to have trillions of dollars of assets on this, you need to have that optionality. It needs to be an open platform. Because remember, these guys are coming because the clients are coming. And when the big boys are moving, you need to be ready. Rajiv Tumla is one of our guests.
So there you guys have it. And then also building upon this, here we have the major players a part of the game already. These are the big wigs. These are the players that you want to be looking at. It initially started with Wave 1, crypto native companies. Then Wave 2 is banks and regulated financial institutions. What's crazy about this is that we already know most of these players are in crypto already. Visa, MasterCard, BlackRock, DZ Bank, Deutsche Bank, BBVA, Citi, Societe Generale, State Street, BNY Mellon, HSBC, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. Like all of these players are already in the game. A lot of these are also players tapped in and tied right back to Ripple or even Hedera. They are going to trigger a massive cycle for crypto. It might not happen this next cycle, but you need to be ready. And here we have from ISO 20022, let's do it. 2023 Institutional Investor Crypto Market Report. 89% of institutional investors invest in crypto. 63% allocate more than 10% of portfolio. Institutional investors are waiting until H1 2024 to invest in crypto. And here you have the full report. And this is from Signum, which is a massive player directly tied back right to Ripple as well. And here we have the full breakdown of this. The Future of Finance 2023 Institutional Crypto Market Report, charting the progress of the trusted gateway to future finance for institutional investors. And here we have, they expect 60% bullish and expect high 2024 returns. 40% of institutional investors who plan to wait until H1 2024 to invest may be among activated group who drove Q4 2023 crypto market rally ahead of the anticipated BlackRock ETF. And they also look at this as a safe haven strategy for hedging against traditional markets. Guys, do you understand this? Do you understand how big this is? While everyone is so damn bearish about how XRP is barely moving, institutional investors are extremely bullish for crypto going into 2024. You are so damn early. I want you guys to understand that. Don't get shaken out now. Why do you invest in crypto assets? 66% want exposure to the crypto megatrend. And here we have exposure to the crypto megatrend, portfolio diversification, new alternative asset class, safe haven macro hedge, yield generation. I mean, listen, they understand that when you look at Bitcoin and Ethereum versus all other major stocks and every other invested asset return, look at this. It's night and day. All you have to do is show this to any hedge fund, any client. This is a 360-day annualized volatility return. Think about how crazy this is. When we look at how different crypto is versus the traditional markets, it's damn near night and day. And here we have, what are your future crypto allocation plans? 57% intend to increase allocation. Institutions are so damn bullish. Do you currently invest in crypto assets? 89% crypto activated. The big players are here. 63% of portfolios allocated more than 10% already. Get ready for a massive year for crypto. But beyond that, get ready for a generational move in this market. I said it on X before. I said, yeah, we still might be a cycle or two away from a utility bull run. But when that actually happens, because I could be wrong, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen next week, I don't know, right? When it happens, it's going to be up only for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5, 10, because it's going to separate from the liquidity cycles that we run on right now. So be prepared, get ready, and make sure that you understand what's happening here. Major change is on the horizon. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Peace out.